Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Winner Circle Sports Betting Podcast. Sean Higgs coming at you here on Tuesday, the 25th. What is this, the 25th of the 25th? 25, 25? That's some craziness going on there. All right, we got no 25-point favorites tonight, but we'll somehow try to work 25 into something. We wish we were 25 again. Chip was being born in 1925. I was 25 years ago, but there we go. Chip was really not born in 1925, folks, so. Listen, share, subscribe. Share, subscribe, notification bells on so you know each and every day we come in with our free pick videos. NBA yesterday, college hoops today, college hoops on Wednesday, NBA on Thursdays, free for all Fridays. We got you covered here. And listen, this is the free pick video. So share, notification bells on so you know we do all of our free picks. You want the premium action, you head to gamblersworld.net. You see the college hoop March Madness package is up. I think it's $2.99. Takes you through the championship game. Yep. Sunday, we got Atlantic Sun tips off. People might not love the Atlantic Sun. It's still tournament action. You'll have NBA, you'll have hockey, college hoops. We got you covered with all the premium stuff. 3 7/30 package is guaranteed. We show you a profit, or we credit you back over that time. Plus, we got the daily pass. It's $69.99. Why not get a daily pass? You have multiple games up. Chip sometimes puts up a 3-pack or 3 different games and plus a 3-pack as well. You get them all together, save yourself a couple bucks. It's the way to go. We got a leaderboard, Mr. NBA, Mr. College Hoops. We got you covered here in round ball. Doug's doing pretty well on the ice, 60-something% there. So, again, we have a leaderboard. Win or lose, always the truth. No hiding from the records as we roll along. But, Chip, me and you today – Brian is down in spring training. We got Doug out in Arizona in the Cactus League. Brian Miller's hanging in the Grapefruit League here for some spring training. But good to have you here with us, with me.
I love that. I love the spring training in Florida. I've been to multiple sites over the years, and they call it the Grapefruit League, and there's a number of teams there. It's I've seen the Dodgers. Well, they moved out, but they used to be at Vero Beach, and of course you had the Yankees, Mets, Orioles, and Atlanta, the Twins. It was they're pretty close together, so you're able to get a lot done. And West Palm Beach right now has the Braves in Washington, and I think they met in the World Series. I mean, Houston and Washington, and I think they met in the World Series at one time.
I've never been to a spring training. I like the little minor league. I hate the AA, AAA. It's kind of fun. But, the spring training's got to be nice because you get all the pros there, and it's kind of up close and personal. It'd be
it's much more relaxed. It's much more relaxed. A lot of them are just working on their tans.
Speaking of baseball.
Yes.
We're going to start maybe next week or the week after. We got to see what we're going to do here, folks. We will be covering some Major League Baseball kind of futures. We're going to do a show. We'll do our regular NBA college hoop shows next week and the week after, but we'll also be throwing in a added show, either added later in the day. It'll be one day, me, Chip, and Doug, maybe talk about the AL East or the Central of the NL. We're going to do all 6. We'll give out like a division winner who we like, maybe a win total if we have a World Series guy we want to take out of that division. So we'll cover all 6. We'll throw them out here. Again, it's kind of early, but it's really not early because we're going to ramp into tournament talk. And next thing you know, we're going to be done with the first round NCAA tournament. We got Monday, Tuesday, we got NIT and these smaller tournaments. And then on Thursday, we got baseball kicking off. You'll be like, wait, we didn't do any baseball. We're going to mix them in here in the next couple of weeks as well. So it won't be just one show of here's our World Series and AL Dark Horse. It'll be split up amongst everybody. We'll be in the NL Central today with whoever, and then we'll give a Dark Horse an ad if we like something for a Super Bowl. Maybe Super Bowl for the world. Maybe we won't have anything. Maybe we'll just have some win totals. But we'll have enough out here for you guys if you want to bet some win futures. I've already got like 7 bet myself, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 bet. So we'll see how we do there. But it's time for some college basketball here, Chip. Now, yesterday in the end, we did have NBA free pick video. We went 1-2, not good, 27-33 in the NBA. The free picks are struggling, but your NBA has been great. Well, college basketball, though, I'm going to say, college basketball, we are 20-20 in the free pick video. Yeah. I think you're number 2 or 3 in college hoops behind me here. So college basketball has been on a whole little better with our free picks.
Yeah.
Again, you want the best bets, they are at gamblersworld.net. I always hate saying that, but it is what it is. We put the free picks out, and away we go. I think we got a goodie here, though, that you're going to be covering here, Chip. You got Mississippi State catching 8 against Alabama, total of 170.5. And, if you watched the show yesterday, we were talking college, recapping over the weekend, and Chip has been kind of dialed into this Crimson Tide team over the last week, with them, against them, all over the place. So I said, you know what? This works out well. Chip's going to come in today. I'll give him his Alabama team. He's dialed in right now. Are you laying the 8? Are you looking at the total? Do you like the dog? Chip Chirimbes, what do you got to say?
Well, first of all, you mentioned preseason. I'll get to this in a second. How about the biggest story is the signing of Juan Soto in his first at-bat for the Mets. He hits a home run. Okay, that doesn't mean anything. It's spring training.
Good sign.
Alabama, Alabama, of course, were Megabuck. I played against them as my strongest plays with Auburn. Big winner on Saturday, came back with Missouri, and then I came back with Alabama over Kentucky. So I feel like I've got a pretty good feel on this game. And Mississippi State was at Oklahoma and got beat outright. I'm very disappointed in myself for not posting that game. Sean, a lot of times when a game starts at noon or 9 o'clock, you don't feel comfortable giving it out because some customers might miss it. And sometimes those early games don't go to Hoyle as it is. But Michigan, Mississippi State is at Alabama here. Alabama recovered from their 2 big losses. No megabucks here. I think that number at 8.5 is pretty strong. It's pretty good. But, because Chris Jans has coached Mississippi State for 3 seasons. He's 0-6 against this Alabama team. And Alabama's beaten Mississippi State 7 straight times as it is. This Alabama is a scoring unit. They force you to play their game, and I think this game's going to go over the total. The point guard for Alabama, Sears, I believe his name is, has had up and down season like you don't know. He's had 3 straight games of 30 points, and he had 2 games this year where he didn't score any points whatsoever, and he had a game where he was benched for the whole second half, and he might be the key to the offensive prowess of the Crimson Tide here. I think the game goes over the total.
You look at the recent history, and like you said, Bama's just crushed them here.
Yeah.
Official play here, over 170.5 for Chip, and why not? I mean, this Bama team, even when they're losing, they're scoring 90 points, 98 points, 85 points.
This huge number, and it's difficult to want to play the Bulldogs because of their their resume against Alabama. They just don't seem to be able to get there.
Well, more importantly, you look at their resume on the road. You gave up 93 to Oklahoma in your last game. I see a lot of 80s. I see a lot of allowing 80-plus points here. Bama, Missouri, Mississippi, Florida.
And when you see that number, Sean, when you see that number 170, you're talking about 85. That's a lot of points in a college basketball game. So I think they're trying to make it a little easier for you to stay under. And that's why I'd play the over in the game.
Especially when you don't think one team's even going to get to the 80. It's the other team going to score 90-plus here. I mean, It's all about Alabama heavy lifting to get to this number, which could be very well be like a 95, 75 kind of game.
A 90-80 is under 171. So,
Listen, I'm with you, Chip. You see these big numbers, and it's automatic, kind of like, oh,
man. I knee jerk.
I mean, think about it. 90 to 80 is and under.
Yeah.
90 points college basketball.
Right.
This isn't the NBA. They don't, it's not 12-minute quarters 4 times. This is a shorter game, folks. Right. It's a 40-minute game. Right. A whole lot of points. Official Chip Chirimbes play here is over 170.5 Mississippi State and Alabama. Get Chip's best bets here on Tuesday at gamblersworld.net. You don't want to miss out. NBA, college hoops, he's got you covered there. Go get it. Now, I'm going to look at a little Mountain West. There were, we could have said, oh, you got Florida. Why isn't Florida? Florida's a great team. There's some, Wisconsin. You got some quote unquote higher ranked teams, maybe a little sexier. I think we got a good matchup here because we could look at huge spreads and come in with games, or we could look at a game like here on the Mountain West that has tournament implications. Right? This is not the SEC getting 14 teams in. This is a place that struggles to get 3 in. San Diego State, New Mexico, Boise. You got some good teams out here in the Mountain West. We got a dandy here with the Aztecs, 2.5-point favorites, 142.5 here at home over New Mexico, who just beat these guys by 14 like 2 weeks ago. They've had their number, New Mexico. They've beaten them 3 out of the last 4 times here. It's not the old vintage Aztecs where it's like defense and they kind of, they're playing that ugly ball and you're like, wow, you got to take them every single time. They've lost some games. I mean, they're 18-7. This isn't a team that's going like 30-3 a couple years ago, really good. But I said this before about the Mountain West. You go on the road, you're getting in some dogfights. You see some wins, yes. You might go and edge your Fresnos or these guys. Teams aren't covering these numbers on the road. They might be scoring a win or so, but now I'm looking at the home team at a shorter number, right? So it's not like I'm getting 6, 7, 8. I think New Mexico was getting 4.5 the other day from Utah State or something. I mean, bigger kind of number. Not the case here, and they didn't even cover that game. I believe that was against Boise. I think I might have did that last week with Brian, and now I got to flip my little book here because I'm pretty sure, yes, we did that. Boise, New Mexico. I said, let's take Boise there. It was a 4.5. Now you're looking at it's a 2.5. A little less. Hey, I'm going with the home team here, though, Chip.
Well,
it's 125 on the money line. I'm going to take it out. If it comes down to it, which the line says it is, if it's 2.5, it might as well be a pick 'em somewhere else.
Yeah.
They were a dog in New Mexico. I'm going to take them here. Short spot for revenge. And again, the Mountain West, we see this across the board. We saw Alabama go lose on the road. We've seen Auburn lose on. We've seen Florida. We've seen teams lose on the road. No matter how good you think you are, you hit a foreign arena. The crowd's involved. Nothing better than college basketball home courts. Revenge spot, Aztecs minus 125 for me.
Well, you said this would be a dogfight, and I don't think the Lobos would mind that. The Aztecs have been really good to us over the years, and I played them and had them right up until the championship game against Connecticut, and of course Connecticut annihilated them in the finals. But since then, they haven't quite gotten to that level. And New Mexico has always been one of my favorites. I just love to watch this team play basketball because they're offensive oriented, and at least they have been. And I think that 2.5 is telling us, Sean. I think that's a very short number for a home team with the pedigree of the Aztecs. And Lobos know they can beat them. There may be a little revenge here. The fact that you have San Diego State favored, this might be one of those games where you have to play San Diego State on the money line, and because they might win by 1 or 2. And I would take New Mexico plus the points. I'm a Lobo fan.
Hey, listen, they're the top team here in the Mountain West. As you said, 2.5. I'd rather have points than going in there to win is one thing. We've seen 73-72s. That is, and that's not even just 1 point. It can be 2 points. You're alive here. They are 14-2 at the top, followed by Utah State 14-3, Colorado State 12-4, San Diego State and Boise, as I mentioned. Boise just knocked off, I believe, New Mexico 11-5. So pretty good teams here. Solid. People don't like to talk about the little conferences. They love the SEC. It's all SEC. Look at this. This is what I love about college basketball. This is where I like to dig in. I know I talk about some kind of SWAC teams, or we're jumping into your MEAC and the AA Max with Niagara and stuff like that. But Mountain West basketball, this is true mid-major. I love it. I'm going to take the home team here, though. Money line it, though, because again, you got a team. They are a good. They're 22-5, 14-2 in conference. They don't lose much, New Mexico.
We can both win.
Exactly, and I think honestly, I won't be shocked if we do. I'm not shocked at a 1 point game.
Yeah.
Again, like, share, subscribe, notification bells on here in the Winner Circle YouTube channel for all of our free pick content every day. NBA on Mondays and Thursdays, college hoops Tuesdays, Wednesdays. The Friday Live is a free-for-all. College hoops for Friday, NBA for Friday. We're looking at some of the Saturday games. A week from now, when we talk of tournament stuff, we'll have tournament games going on from these smaller conferences. So be sure to like and hit that notification bell so you know when we are doing our thing here. Who knows? Maybe we'll even do some live stuff. I'm always online, so you never know.
Yep.
Again, Chip's free pick today over Alabama 170.5. I like San Diego State minus 125. Chip's best stuff is at gamblesworld.net. Chip, I know it's a rare this day in sports. I mean, I don't know what's going on besides maybe some signings of teams or maybe Who knows? I'm gonna let you go. Maybe you got some basketball for us or
All
something.
right, and no, I did some searching, and 1933 is when the NFL really formed as a league of substance, because college football was what the public was interested in at the time. They really didn't pay too much attention to professionals. They considered them, for the most part, thugs, and they were really worried about the integrity of the game. But in 1933, Sean, they moved the goalpost to the goal line and officially, and they moved the hash yards in 10 yards, the hash marks, so that there could, because at one time, wherever you were tackled, that's where the ball would be placed. If you remember the old films, Sean, when they had squares on the field, where before the passing game became what it was, you could only go into a certain area to receive a forward pass. But also in 1957, the Supreme Court ruled that baseball isn't part of any antitrust laws, and they're the only sport that doesn't have to adhere to them. In 1961, Niagara, the Purple Eagles, the home of Calvin Murphy, they defeated St. Bonaventure at St. Bonnie's, and St. Bonnie's had won 99 straight home games, and St. Bonaventure failed to reach the century mark in that one. In 1967 or 62, Wilt Chamberlain scored 67 points. And the state, and in 1977, Pete Maravich scored 68, which set an NBA record for a guard, because Elgin Baylor had 71, had set the record previously, and then Wilt, of course, had 100 in Hershey, Pennsylvania against the Knicks, and Willie Knowles had like 65 in that game. Not really. By the way, in this date, in 2019, Caton Clark set the state record for points in a high school playoff game, 42.
You mentioned in the football sticks out me. Only throw the ball to the box.
Right.
I think we're going back to that where you have to tell the team you're going to have onside kicks.
Absolutely right. I mean, it's getting that silly, isn't it? I mean, because I've seen these old films, from when I was a kid, and they were old, and they had like I said, the squares, and they'd be centering the ball from 5 yards off the sideline. They didn't move the ball to the center, and so they made their rules. They changed the rules. 1933 is when I think, is when they actually list the first NFL championship game.
There you go. This day in sports are shockingly a lot. Well, not really shocking. Every day there's probably something going on.
Yep. Well, oh, by the way, Ali and Liston fought in Miami on this date in 1964, when Liston didn't come out of the corner to fight in the 7th round, and that was a crazy fight, because I actually have a tape recording of it. I was a kid, and Ali was saying he got liniment on his gloves. He got liniment on his gloves, and Ali was blinking, keeping away from. But the next time out, Liston didn't even last the first round with the famous rabbit punch, which we're still waiting to see.
Yep, that's it. He took the dive. Said you almost crushed you last time. Just take the fall and save yourself. Get the payday.
Liston was a real thug. He was a scary man. He was the Mike Tyson of his day, for sure.
That's him.
Before
even Ali time? Early. I'm tail end. I got Tyson. I miss Macho Camacho and all those.
Everyone hated Cassius Leonard, Clay.
Like those 80 guys.
Cassius Clay was actually beat Sonny Liston. It wasn't Muhammad Ali, and Cassius Clay wasn't very well liked, and then he changed his name to become Ali and became a Muslim, which really separated him more from the public. But he just, he charmed everybody. And when you saw him in the ring, I mean, 6'3" to move like that and be that kind of agile and that strong, and he was great for the game. That's for darn sure.
I was gonna say, that was peak 70s and early 80s. I guess boxing was really at its heyday. You had
Hagler before Don King got his hands in on it.
Roberto Duran. I remember all these names from the early 80s because it was different then. It was on Channel 2 would have it. It would be on TV and stuff. You'd see these things.
It's a shame Roberto Duran is going to be remembered more for the no mas than he is for the 4 division championships he won and the hands of stone, because he used to knock everybody out.
Yeah, the good old days we like to talk about here. But
I can't watch a guy getting kicked in the head. I just can't. I'm sorry. They call it the queen sport, and boxing in itself, when it's done right, when you get to see the way Ali fought, and he was technically and fundamentally sound, it's a joy to watch. But it's different. It's a different game now, Sean.
Yeah, a lot of these guys jump into the MMA, UFC kind of
Yeah.
all world fighting, brawling, but
And
I'm
you
never
get
a
up,
big
you can
fighter.
get up so quick in that too. I mean, you have 5-6 fights and you're on national TV for the championship. So
It's different time. Different time. All these sports. Money talks, baby. You see it. You see it, Chip. All right. Wrap this up. Alabama over 170.5 for Chip. San Diego State minus 125 for myself. Our premium plays today are at gamblersworld.net. Go get it. Tomorrow, college basketball. Again, college basketball has been winning. And I keep track of it. 28-20 here with our free picks. Not sure.
Okay.
Could be Chip again tomorrow. We're gonna find out. You have to tune in to see who's gonna be sharing the screen with me tomorrow.
It's like Mystery Theater 2025.
Thanks for coming in, Chip. I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you, Sean. Thank you.